Hey guys, welcome back. Have you ever looked at motion graphics work and gone, God, I wish I knew how to do that? Well, for the next few weeks, I'm going to teach you the fundamentals for starting off by recreating this house. So let's get started. Hey, and welcome. If you're new around here, my name's Om and I create tutorials on VFX every Monday at 12 o'clock. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to stick with me and stay inspired. You won't be disappointed. We are going to jump straight into After Effects. From here, create a new comp and make sure it's 1920 by 1080p and 24 frames per second and hit OK. Luckily for this house, everything we need is in After Effects. First thing I'm going to do is bring in the guidelines and rulers and drag a ruler right into the center from the left hand side of the screen. From the toolbar, click on the square tool and draw a square to start the house off. For a house, we need a roof. So open up the layer and click on Content, Rectangle 1, and then right click on the path and finally click on Convert to Bezier Path. This will make the shape editable. And now I can click on the center point and drag it up to bring in the roof. I'm going to surround the house with rulers, top, bottom, left and right. This will become clear later. To zoom in to make sure you're center. Oh, and I'm not, so I'm going to move this into center. Perfect. Make sure your anchor point's in the center of the object. If it's not, move it into the center using the anchor point tool. Finally, change the color.
Okay, I know I'm bombarding you with a lot of information. Stick with me because it gets a lot easier after this point, but I should be uploading this online for you to download and have a play with. Let's go back in.
Perfect. That was the hard part. Now it's all about keyframes. We need to make markers every 24 frames or every second. To do that, on the keyboard, hold Shift +1 or 2 or 3, whatever number you want. We're going to need 5 markers, 1 for every second, up to 5 seconds. Brill. On the first marker, click P for position on the keyboard and click on the stopwatch to start the keyframes. Do the same for scale by hitting S on the keyboard. You can hit U to bring up all the keyframes. Move along to marker 2 and place the same keyframes in. Unlink the uniform scale here because we only want to scale horizontally and not vertically. On marker 2, change the horizontal scale down to 0. So the front of the house disappears. We need it to look like it's disappearing to the left of the screen. Align this layer with the ruler you placed on the left here. Finally, rename it front. Now we need to create the side of the building. Again, use the square tool and create a side. Move the anchor point into the center and change color. Keyframe the position and scale on marker 2. Move to marker 1 and change the scale down to 0 and move the position to the right hand ruler. Then move to marker 3 and change the scale and position, but this time move the position to the left ruler and rename it as side 1. Now we just have the last 2 sides of the building to make. To do this, duplicate the front layer and rename it as back. Open position and scale and delete the keyframes under marker 1. Under marker 2, the position is now wrong. We need to move it to the right hand side so it moves into place. At marker 3, change the scale back to 100 and move it into place. On marker 4, change the scale back down to 0 and move it to the left hand side. You can kind of see a pattern forming here now. Okay, we're nearly there. Stick with me. All you need is the final side. Duplicate side 1 and rename it as side 2. This one's simple, guys. All we need to do is move the layer along so the first keyframe starts on marker 3, and that's it. So we have this. Now it works, but we need the front to come back around to create a loop. Open up the front layer and go to marker 4. Put in keyframes for position and scale. Move to marker 5 and change the scale to 100 and move it into position. And you're done for week 1. That's it. You should have something like this. If you followed me this far, guys, you should have something like this. So smash like to let me know you got this far. I haven't had a chance, but I will shortly be placing all my files for all my videos I've worked on online to download and have a play with. So keep an eye out for that. Come back next week for the next part of this tutorial. Thank you for everything. Hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and as always, stay inspired.